Hello students, today we are going to continue with the chapter Cell Structure and Functions, and today we'll discuss about the structure of cell. In the previous classes we have discussed about what is cell theory, levels of organization, okay, and now we will discuss about structure of cell, that means how the cell is made up of or what are the components of cell. So here you can see over here the cells of multicellular organisms vary in shape and size. This we have already discussed that different animals have different types of cells as well as different shape of cells are there depending on the function they perform. Plant and animal cells show certain differences, but most cells have similar basic structure. That means plants and animals, they show certain differences because of their different functions, but some cells or some organism, they have most of the cells which are of same type. Some differences between plants and animal cells are given in table 5, page number 86, which we will discuss now. The cells are enclosed by the cell membrane. That means cell has the outer layer which is called as cell membrane. And in animal cell membrane, or we call it as plasma membrane. In animal cell membrane or plasma membrane is the outermost layer. And when we talk about the plant cells, cell wall is the outermost layer. Cell membrane is living, okay, and cell wall is dead. Inside the cell lies the nucleus and jelly-like substance called the cytoplasm, whether the cell is of plant or animal. When we talk about the cell, inside the cell membrane, there is a jelly-like substance which is called as cytoplasm. And in cytoplasm, different cell organelles are present inside the cell. For example, if I say that if I resemble cell as the living organism or the body, okay, as we have skin, so that work is done by the cell membrane, and we have different organs in our body, different systems in our body. In the same way, cell also have different small structures called as cell organelles. So many small structures are present within the cell cytoplasm. These are called as cell organelles. Now we'll just have a look one by one. See here, cell wall. Cell wall, okay. So plants cannot move from one place to another. As I just now told you that plants have the outermost layer which is called as cell wall, and this cell wall is present only in plant cells and it is absent in animal cells, because you know that plants cannot move from one place to another. They are fixed at one place, and to protect themselves they require certain protective covering which is cell wall. Cell wall protect the plants from external environmental conditions, whether heavy rain or heavy wind blowing or infection from the microorganisms or external injury, whatever it is, these all these things, cell wall protect the plant. So you can see over here, plants cannot move from one place to another, so they are not able to protect themselves from harsh weather conditions and from their enemies. That is why extra covering in the form of cell wall is present in the plant cells. Cell wall is the outermost layer present in plant cells. Just now I told you it is thick, non-elastic, rigid and non-living membrane. That means it is dead. It is dead, it is non-living, and it is made up of cellulose, which is called as complex carbohydrate. You know that when we tear the leaf or when we tear out the stem, then what will happen? Long thread-like structures comes out. Okay, so these are fibers, and in plant, these, when we say that plants is what? It is rigid. tough. So this toughness is provided by cellulose, which is a carbohydrate. It is fully permeable. Permeable, that means it can allow entry and exit. Permeable means is it allow entry and exit of all substances in the cell. Means any substance can enter inside the cell and it can come out of the cell. So that is called as permeable. So cell wall is permeable. It allow entry and exit of all substances in the cell. Cell wall provides protection and shape to the plant cell. Because plants require some protective covering, so cell wall provide protection to the plant cell. Now we talk about the cell membrane. Cell membrane or plasma membrane is present in plants. Cell membrane, or it is called as plasma membrane, it is present in plant cell as well as in animal cell. In plant cell, it is the second layer. First layer is cell wall, and in animal cell, plasma membrane is the first layer. So look over here, cell membrane or plasma membrane is present in plants as well as in animal cells. It is thin, elastic, delicate, living membrane. Now see, plasma membrane is living membrane and cell wall is non-living membrane. And cell membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. Lipids means fat-like structures, okay? So this plasma membrane is made up of lipids and proteins, and cell wall is made up of cellulose. That separates the cell from the surrounding because it acts like a partition wall. It is selectively permeable. Now see here, it is selectively permeable because it allows only selected substances to enter or go out. Whereas cell wall can allow the entry or exit of all the substances. Okay, that's why we say cell wall is permeable and cell membrane is selectively permeable. It allows entry and exit of only few substances in the cell, thus maintaining the internal composition of the cell. That means it maintains the balance inside the cell. The cell membrane provides shape and protection to the cell because it is present. It is the first, or we call it as outermost layer in animal cell. So cell membrane protect the animal cell. Now next we talk about nucleus. Nucleus is what? It is a spherical or oval structure. It is, see, look at the diagram of the nucleus. It is spherical or oval structure known as brain of the cell. It is covered by nuclear membrane. Outer membrane surrounding the nucleus is called as nuclear membrane, and it separates the nucleus from the cytoplasm. That means it separates the cell cytoplasm from the nucleus. Nucleus contain another smaller round structures called nucleolus. That means inside the nucleus small round structure is present which is called as nucleolus. A network of thread-like structures called chromatin. In this, see here, these thread-like structures are present. So these are called as chromatin, and these chromatin, when condensed, when they come together, they form chromosomes. So what you have seen, that nucleus is spherical or oval, called as brain of the cell, covered by nuclear membrane, contain nucleolus in the center. In the nucleus there are network of thin fibers called as chromatin. Chromatin condense to form the chromosomes, and the genetic or hereditary material of the body is carried by gene. That means when chromatin contains to form chromosomes, chromosome contain genes, and genes are responsible for transfer of characters to the next generation. That means our physical character, our structure, body height, okay, skin color, eye color, hair color, everything which make us resemble to our parents, mother or father, is just because of the presence of genes, because these genes are transferred from our parents. Okay, and these genes are located on chromosomes. So our physical characteristics like height, color of eyes, shape of nose, etc. are determined by genes present in cells. Human gene pool consists of 30,000 to 40,000 genes. It means gene pool means genes present in one cell. Okay, so 30,000 to 40,000 genes are present. And when we say genes present in one cell, that means all the cells have same type of genes. The nucleus also contain, see here, the nucleus along with the cytoplasm is called as protoplasm. Nucleus with cytoplasm. Nucleus is present in the center and the cytoplasm of the cell is called as protoplasm, and it is called as the living substance of the cell. Because of the presence of protoplasm, cell is said to be living. Now we come to the next topic, that is cytoplasm. So here cytoplasm is what? It is a transparent jelly-like substance, occupies the space between the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane. That means it is located between the cell membrane and nuclear membrane, and thus different cell organelles necessary for cellular functions are embedded in the cytoplasm. That means I can show you the diagram. Look over here. Here you can see the diagram of the cell. This is the cell membrane and the nucleus is surrounded by nuclear membrane, and this substance, this all area is the cytoplasm, and in cytoplasm these structures are there. These are called as cell organelles. Okay, so now when I say this is the nucleus and the cytoplasm, this together is called as protoplasm, and the different structures which are present in the cell, these are called as cell organelles. So this cytoplasm act as medium for transfer of substances to the cell organelles as well as to the nucleus. So exchange of substances inside the cell occurs through cytoplasm. Now we come to here cytoplasm. Cytoplasms contain many different cell organelles present inside the cell. Just now I told you about it. Now different cell organelles. What are the different cell organelles and what is their role or function? Now look over here. Cell organelles. So different cell organelles present in cell are, number one is mitochondria. Okay. Now you can see that this structure is mitochondria. Mitochondria is what? Singularly it is called as mitochondrion. It is responsible for production of energy. That means when the cell require energy, that energy is provided by mitochondria, because for different functions cell require energy. In the same way, we also require energy, and each cell of a body contain mitochondria, and mitochondria gives energy, then we also get the energy. So that's why this mitochondria is called as powerhouse of the cell. And these are what? They are oval or rod shaped structures. Now next we talk about is endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, next is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is what? It is a tubular structure. You can see the diagram over here. This is endoplasmic reticulum. It consists of network of tubules, okay? Many tubes join together and form a network. So it is called as network of tubules, which are involved in transportation of materials from cell to the nucleus and vice versa. That means from cell to nucleus, substances are transported through endoplasmic reticulum. Next we talk about is Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies are small structures. You can see the diagram over here. These are the small structures located near the nucleus, and their main function of Golgi body is the secretion of protein and enzyme. That means proteins and enzymes are secreted. They release or they secrete proteins and enzymes, which helps in cellular function. Means when it is required, it is provided by the Golgi bodies. Then there are another small structures which we call as the ribosomes. You can see over here these structures, ribosomes. Okay, ribosome main role is to synthesize proteins, means they form protein in the cell. They are called as the protein factory. Now next we talk about is the vacuoles. Vacuoles are very large in size, present in plant cells, and very small size in animal cells. In plant cells, the number of vacuole is 1 or 2 or 3. Whereas in animal cells, the number of vacuoles may be more than 3. But sometimes it happens that vacuoles are absent in animal cells. But in plant cells, it is very compulsory presence of vacuoles. Now look over here, vacuoles. Vacuoles are what? Fluid filled structure. They contain the fluid like food, and it stores the food, water and waste. So vacuole act as a storing house in which food, water and waste is stored by the cell during the various process. Means when the complete cell cycle occurs, the food process occurs, whatever the waste is formed, that is collected or stored in the vacuole. Plants have larger vacuoles as compared to animal cells. Just now I told you plants have large number of vacuoles and animal cells have very small vacuoles. Now we talk about lysosomes. Lysosomes are small spaces filled with digestive enzymes. Main role of lysosome is that they contain digestive enzymes. That means they helps in the digestion. But when any injury occurs in the cell, then what happens? When the cell is going to be damaged, then these lysosomes, they make these enzymes to enter into the cell, and these enzymes, they kill the complete cell. That means enzymes makes the cell to kill itself. Okay, that's why these lysosomes, they are called as suicide bags of the cell. You can see over here, because they may burst due to cellular disturbance and destroy the whole cell. Now next we talk about the chloroplast. Okay, chloroplast are what? These are only found in plant cells because they are responsible to provide color to the plant parts. So chloroplasts are found only in plant cells. Chloroplasts contain chlorophyll, the green color pigment. You have seen that all the plants are green in color. This green color is due to presence of chlorophyll pigment, which is necessary for photosynthesis. Because of the presence of chlorophyll only, plants perform photosynthesis. Okay, that's why chloroplasts, they are called as kitchen of the cell, because they are doing photosynthesis, and by photosynthesis plants are able to make their food. So we call chloroplast as the kitchen of the cell. Plant cells also have colored organelles, means apart from chloroplast, there are other colored structures also present in the plants, and that is due to the presence of chromoplast. Chromoplast gives different color to the flowers, different color to leaves, different color to fruits. So this all different colors are provided by chromoplast, and green color is provided by chloroplast. Now next we talk about is centrosome. Centrosome is what? It is a small structure present near the nucleus, and its main role is to start or initiate the process of cell division. When the cell is to divide, during that time division of cell, it is started by the centrosome, and it is present only in animal cells. It is absent in plant cells. Now look over here. See the functions of cell organelles. Mitochondria, it is the site of respiration and production of energy, because when mitochondria gives energy, during that time oxygen is required. So, and oxygen is taken in through the process of respiration, and this mitochondria is found in both plants and animal cells. Next we talk about is endoplasmic reticulum. It is used for synthesizing and packaging of proteins and lipids. Means it forms proteins and lipids, and it pack and transfer to the other cell parts. And this is also found in both plants and animal bodies. Then we talk about Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies, they synthesize complex molecules. Okay, so complex molecules are formed from simple molecule. That means when digestion occurs, simple substances are formed. These simple substances, they are converted into complex, and then these are packed, and then transportation of the substances is done by Golgi bodies. It is also found in both plants and animal cells. Next we talk about is ribosomes. Ribosomes are small structures which are responsible for protein synthesis, because they make proteins, and ribosomes are also found in both plants and animal cells. Then we talk about vacuoles. Vacuoles are what? They are meant for storage. Okay. Storage of cell sap and other materials, means food is also stored, water is also stored, that all is called as cell sap, cell content. And these are large in plant cells, means the size of vacuoles is large in plant cells, and in animal cells they may be absent or they are small in size. Next we talk about is lysosomes. Lysosomes' role is digestion, as I told you, because lysosomes contain enzymes, digestive enzymes, which digest the food. And they also engulf means eat and kill the unwanted particles which enter in the cell. And these are also present in both plants and animal cells. Next is the chloroplast. Chloroplast means green color. So green color is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is present in chloroplast and is responsible for photosynthesis. And chlorophyll or chloroplast are found only in plant cells. And chromoplast are also found in plant cells. Then we talk about centrosome. Centrosome work is helping the cell division, help the cell in cell division, and it is found only in animal cell. It is not found in plant cell. It is found only in animal cell. Now next we talk about the difference between plants and animal cell. So just have a look over here. All plant cells have cell wall as the outermost covering. Cell wall is the outermost covering of the plant cell, and animal cell membrane is the outermost covering. Then plant cell contain chloroplast for photosynthesis. Chloroplasts are absent in animal cells because animal cells don't undergo photosynthesis. Then plant cells have one or two big vacuoles. Okay, whereas animal cells, vacuoles, either they are absent or when they are present, they are small in size. Then in plant cells, centrosomes are absent, and in animal cells, centrosomes are present, and these centrosomes, they help in cell division. So that's all today.